The warning came soft, almost broken, carried by the wind that moved through the dry grass. She stood at the edge of the corral, hands clenched, eyes steady but afraid. Don't take advantage. The words weren't loud, but they landed hard. The rancher heard them. He felt their weight. And still, something darker rose in him. Pride, entitlement, the belief that the land and everything on it bent to his will. The silence stretched, heavy and dangerous. Horses shifted, sensing the tension. He stepped forward when he should have stepped back. In that moment, the world seemed to narrow to a single choice, and he chose wrong. The line wasn't painted on the dirt, but it was there, clear as day. When he crossed it, something invisible shattered. Her breath caught. His shadow fell over her like a stain. No violence yet, just the unmistakable wrongness of a man ignoring a final warning. Far off, thunder rolled though the sky was clear. It felt like a promise. What happened next would not stay buried. The land remembers. People remember. And once a line like that is crossed, it never fades. It bleeds into everything that follows. The news didn't travel fast at first. It seeped. A look held too long. A voice lowered in the general store. A conversation that stopped when the rancher walked in. Fury doesn't always arrive screaming. Sometimes it builds in silence. She didn't cry in public. She didn't need to. Her stillness said enough. Those who saw her eyes understood something sacred had been disrespected. The rancher felt it in the way hands no longer reached to shake his, in the way doors closed a second too early. At night, he told himself it wasn't that bad. That he'd earned whatever he took. But sleep wouldn't come. The wind outside his house sounded like whispering voices, repeating the words he tried to forget. Don't take advantage. He laughed once, sharp and hollow, but the sound died quickly. Anger replaced denial. Anger at her, at the town, at the feeling that he was losing control. He rode harder, spoke harsher, pushed boundaries further, as if force could erase what was done. Instead, every step only fed the fire growing around him. Fury was waking up, and it knew his name. The confrontation came under an unforgiving sun. No crowd at first, just a few people standing firm, blocking his path like a wall made of flesh and resolve. He demanded answers. He demanded respect. What he got was truth. Words poured out. Measured. Unflinching. Naming what he'd done without embellishment, without mercy. Each sentence stripped something from him. His reputation. His authority. His illusion of power. When she stepped forward, the world seemed to hold its breath. She didn't shout. She didn't accuse wildly. She spoke clearly, calmly, and that was what broke him. Because there was no hysteria to hide behind, no chaos to exploit. Just facts. Just the line he crossed. Faces hardened. The town chose a side without ceremony. Fury finally showed itself. Not as violence, but as refusal. Refusal to look away. Refusal to protect him. He felt smaller than he ever had, exposed in the open light, realizing too late that strength taken from others is never real strength at all. By the end, the ranch felt empty. The land was still there, wide and patient, but it no longer answered to him. He packed in silence, every sound echoing like judgment. No one stopped him. They didn't need to. Fury had already done its work. It followed him not as a mob, but as a consequence. In the road stretching away, in the names he could no longer use, in the doors that would never open again. He tried once more to justify himself, to rewrite the story, but the truth had settled like dust, inescapable, visible on everything. Somewhere behind him, life continued. Healing began. Ahead of him was only distance and the understanding that some acts don't fade with time. They mark you. The warning replayed again and again, relentless. Don't take advantage. If he had listened, his life would have remained intact. Because he didn't, Fury followed. Not to destroy the town, not to break the land, but to make sure the line he crossed was never ignored again.